1. Double check everything works. That's how it goes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel today. We're going to be talking about Venus in Leo and what does this all mean? I just want to make sure that we are officially live, and it looks like it's all good, brother. Thank you, Adam. I have a beautiful friend online with us, guys, and let me go ahead and do this. So we'll go side by side view. You guys can see us both. I have Mr. Adam McMahan here, and he is an astronomer, astrologer, astronomist. I don't know. What are you, man? What is going on with this whole entering Venus into Leo? What does it mean? What does it look forward to? And how can we use all this information that you've downloaded, man? You're really gifted, and I'm grateful that you've given me a great reading on my birth chart. So wow, wow.
Well, Tara, let me just start by saying thank you for inviting me into Tara Dice, an offer, of course, I couldn't turn down because you do such great work. I love all the energy that you put all over the internet and that you express fine-tuning the frequency, I think, for all of us and helping us find ways to feel better and serve our purpose better, which is, as an astrologer, as I guess what I would call myself, I like to interpret some of the astrological placements and energies and express kind of what I see happening to help me navigate my life better using astrology, which is so much fun. And I think a lot of people personally can relate to astrology in ways they didn't expect once they start to open up to it. So maybe we can do some of that today for some people that are curious about some of these transits and give my interpretation of what I see, because there's so many amazing astrologers out there that I've learned from that are teaching us so much. And some of the transits culminating to the end of this year, some have talked about this great awakening. I think more people are going to be turning to ways that they can use energy to understand themselves better and get more out of life. So that's some of the stuff that I am getting most excited about when I start diving into the astrology. And you were talking about Venus entering Leo, which just happened. And how exciting is that? Venus, the planet of love and relationships and attraction, romance sometimes, and just sweetness. You know, Venus is so sweet. I'm a Libra. So, of course, I like to be sweet when I can. And although Venus is in Libra, it's the ruling planet of, it's in Leo, it's the ruling planet of Libra and Taurus. So you kind of have to look at those characteristics, integrate them with kind of a Leo flair or flavor. And so since Venus left Cancer, where it was much more tender, subdued, considerate, and maybe more passive. Now it's in Leo, and she kind of changes her outfit and gets dressed up to go out. And things can be much more expressive with Venus in Leo, and finding ways to be more creative and outgoing, doing things we love, I think is going to be one way that we're going to see Venus light up our lives this month. Which is another cool opportunity to get online with you and use some of my creativity to hopefully connect with other people and maybe find some new people to connect with relationship-wise. So, and Leo's all about fun, so this is so much fun for me. I don't usually go live, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I thought, hey, let's just get creative and have fun with everybody. And so that's kind of why I'm here. There's been a lot going on, I think, in a lot of our minds, especially as Mercury entered Libra just a day or two ago, Venus in Leo yesterday, and those two are supporting each other in a sextile. So communicating again, Mercury in supportive ways, compassionate with Libra. Energizing our creative pursuits and showing off a little bit more, I think. Why not? Why not show what we have to offer right now and find compassionate ways to communicate our creative gifts with one another? To get back to some of the stuff you like to do in Paradise, keep the vibration high. Especially when Venus was in Cancer, I think a lot of us really were feeling how amazing it would be to be more creative with the things that we enjoy to do and maybe share, but maybe kept that a little repressed. So now it might be time just to step into the spotlight, which Leo loves and shines with, like its ruling planet, the sun, how we shine our light to the world. Leo's all about shining bright, and I
It
think,
makes me so happy to hear that, Adam.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's happening, and people really are coming out, right? It's then we've been in this cocoon phase with the whole quarantine and everything, and I think that people are starting to really search for community and connection again, and really hopefully they've been using the time, like you said, to develop some of those creative passions or dust off some of those dreams that have been kicked in the closet for so long. And you see that I'm really grateful I get to see that when I'm working with the energy healing and chakra rebalancing. And I find that, people have been stifled in their solar plexus and their sacral chakra. That's really the seat of intuition and creativity. But I think that you're right. It's time that we shine the light into those places and remember that we're all here to love and be loved. And it's really the thing. If you do more things that you love, you're going to be filled with more love, and that love will radiate throughout the world, and we can really shift it. And I'm so grateful to have you upon this mission in my high vibe tribe of Paradise Found and everything that we're co-creating here, that we can hold
mm-hmm.
this container in space for each other, to watch and really grow. I've watched you really, step into owning this part of yourself, which I'm so glad that people are stepping outside. I was raised Catholic, and I love the faith and the idea of everything, but there was this disconnect of like, well, why would a God that's loving be so judgmental? So I always had this disconnect with when it comes to religion. And that's not, for some people, they're going to be turned off by the fact that I just said that, and it's okay. So I'm okay with that. But I love that people are really stepping into learning and looking and praying and asking their own true higher self, and asking God, that is the ultimate God of all, to look to the stars and where have we come from and where have we been, and is this our first rodeo? Personally, I don't think so, man. I really think we've been doing this, and we've come back now. You and I and the other fallen angels, if you will, we're here to bring light to the world and shine it in the dark places, and we're coming together, and Facebook and connection through social media and through internet. Like, we now have the ability to reach the masses, to help people discover what they already knew but they've forgotten. And so we're here to just help them remember. And I'd love to just kind of plug you a little bit, because man, when you read my birth chart, and maybe you can explain a little bit more about what that is for people. We ask, what time of the day were you born on your birthday? Why is that relevant for people?
uh, when you're born, the planets are all placed within our solar system in a certain aspect to each other. So almost like an energetic blueprint. It's so fascinating to see the moment that you were born. Look at those planets, where they're placed, what sign they're in, find kind of the what, uh, where, and how things are going to interact with each other, and how that can be expressed through your personality, um, your life purpose, and how you interact with others, and just maybe your kind of personality style. And so a lot of people have looked at natal chart and their eyes kind of cross and they're saying, what are all these lines? What are all these symbols? But as you become familiar with your chart, it opens up this whole new way of understanding yourself, and also many other doors to go a lot deeper with astrology, especially like looking at a transiting chart analysis with your birth chart at the time of your birth, and then now, and seeing how the transiting planets will aspect your chart. It can be really fun to make connections with what's going on in your life, where you feel you're headed, and where the planets are headed and placed, and how you can use that almost like an energetic map, to check the weather ahead and know what opportunities and challenges might arise, that you can have kind of an upper hand, a greater understanding of how to navigate your life, and use energy that's always around us. What's going on? A lot of people ask. You can find out with just a little bit of research. And sometimes it's fun to work with somebody who is more familiar with astrology to open those doors up. And a lot of people just have so much fun um, and get excited, which is going back to Venus in Leo. That's kind of what that's all about, is being playful and finding new ways to love yourself through being creative. And God really wants us to have fun in our lives. I do believe that. He gives us challenges to grow. um, he wants us to overcome all those challenges. And I'm also a Catholic too, still practicing and devout. And I'd like to integrate some of these things that may be controversial to some and find a way to really express this, integrating the Holy Spirit and love into expressing new ways to use energy, and to live a life that you enjoy, which ultimately is what God, I think, wants for us. It's what He wants for the world. And these challenges are here to help us grow, but astrology is here to help us understand that a little bit farther. And so that's something you're interested in. I always love Zooming with people all over the country and the world to open up these doors and work with energy to its advantage instead of disadvantage, and kind of just take off that blindfold and use what you got. This is fun stuff, and it can be very creative. And I like to think that my third eye, my chakras balance when I get intuitive and do these interpretations and analyses and connect with people. I think you mentioned the chills that you got when we talked about something last night. Striking that chord with people is inspiration, and that is a frequency change. And especially now how important frequency and vibration is. So finding new ways to connect with others, get those chills, and enhance our biofield with our own research and understanding energy. Um, this is what I'm all about, and I think more people are opening up to this. And to have you reach out to me is a huge compliment. So again, thank you. I get lit up when you get lit up, so I mean we're lighting each other up. And Leo's all about being bright. And we still in the end of summer, it's still Virgo season. And I think this is really healthy. Virgo is all about refining our health and getting organized with our work. And so most of my work, I integrate a lot of healing. I'm a massage therapist in 13 years. Been studying astrology about as long. And there's all kinds of new ways to work with energy, like the healing. And understand how to balance and strengthen and heal our biofield so that we're serving our purpose better and ultimately shining bright.
I love that, man. And what hits for me really home is when you talked about it. It's there is challenges in life. That's what we're here. We're here to learn lessons. We're here to help others and guide and help one another. And remember, it's always darkest before the dawn, and the bigger the storm, the greater the rainbow. Like, we have to remember, if we're gonna, be so angry about something, if we shift it to love, and what do we actually love? We can't, our body and our mind and our soul cannot think and feel two different feelings at the same time. So if we're feeling disharmony of anger and jealousy and spitefulness and, judgment and shame and fear and all these things, if we choose to do more things, like you said, to get ourselves back in that alignment, to reestablish our vibration, to raise our vibration, listen to music, go for a nice walk, just dig your feet in the sand or dirt or earth or whatever you can get into. Meditation, guided meditations. There's so many on YouTube. I can't wait to see how things advance for you, as well as you're building your high vibe tribe and sharing all of your knowledge and skills and sharing all the godliness of all the things. It's really beautiful that now we have the ability to have everything, to have the love and light of Jesus and Buddha and all of these ascended masters that have come to try and just teach us to be kind-hearted human beings and love the planet, love each other, and love ourselves mostly. Like, starting with that, I love you, Adam. I love myself. Like, I love the world. We all love.
I'll be back.
Love, right? That's all it is to remember and remind ourselves to love. So thank you so much. And I'm, really grateful, because what you shared with me about my own birth chart, man, it really hit home. I mean, you nailed it on the head. It was totally
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, like you talk about the God bumps, the goosebumps, the chills, the neck hairs raising on the back of your neck. Like, when you hear what Adam has to say about what it is that he's just interpreting and reading, he's a messenger. The message is there for us, but sometimes we need a little guidance in decoding what it is the message is trying to tell us, and just to have the hope. I mean, everything was so guiding. So if you guys are interested, Adam, how can people get a hold of you? Do you have a website they can look at, or what do you do here?
Yeah, you could check out my website, adammcmahan.com, ADAMMCMAHAN.com. You can friend me on Facebook, and those are probably the two quickest ways right now as I kind of develop other mediums to communicate with people. This was a last minute invite. I took it as an opportunity with the moon conjunct Uranus today, which brings sudden opportunities to change. And I took this one suddenly, a little unprepared, but we're kind of always prepared if we're deeply connected with with our higher selves and kind of mindful enough to call upon that. And so this really is about spirituality, not just this, but everything that's going on in the world. And more people are waking up than I may have ever seen this year spiritually to things like astrology and metaphysics, crystal healing, especially. And I think it's so beautiful. And so I'd like to invite you to join me to grow spiritually if you'd like. And reach out to me like Tara did. I always get excited, even just to chat and talk with people. And I'm honored to communicate with all of you. I wish you all an amazing end of summer here. What a year it's been. And I think we've all done a lot of work in our own ways, but this month specifically, Jupiter and Saturn are going to go direct over the next couple of weeks. And this whole great awakening theme that some have heard of in the spiritual community is directly related to the transits of Jupiter and Saturn, which will leave Capricorn, move away from transformative Pluto, which has been breaking everything down, and give us a new opportunity to restructure Saturn, our belief systems, Jupiter, when they enter Aquarius in December. And there will be great conjunction when they join, which happens every 20 years in an air sign, starting a whole 140-year cycle of every 20 years, those planets coming together again in air signs. Past 140, this has occurred every 20 years in earth signs, and we've seen a lot of breakdowns in the world and society, in our own lives, and I think we're really getting ready for, there's something big on the horizon. We can all feel it. It's going to happen, and there's going to be a shift, and a lot of it I believe is going to be spiritually, and a lot of it is communicating in new ways, bizarre and electric ways, like getting online randomly last minute and doing live streams and seeing who wants to listen and connect to this, and how we can again affect that frequency of the earth in a positive way. You gotta love it all. And again, I'm honored, so thanks, Tara, for having me. Connecting with you is always a joy, and I love seeing you shine bright all the time on here. You always have made me smile with your enthusiasm and your energy, and it's very important work what you do, and so that's why I want to join you, because I really support that. So thank you, Tim.
Well, everything you just said, I mirror right back to you, brother. And I shoot for peace and blessings for everyone. I hope that this was hopeful for people. I know that there is a date that you had mentioned to me last night on December 23rd. Can you tell us anything about
Yep. Yeah, and that's
coming up here in the next few months?
Yeah, and that's related again to this conjunction of Jupiter, which Jupiter goes direct after being retrograde September 14th, and Saturn goes direct at the end of the month on the 29th. It's the planets will kind of wake up, and we've been internalizing a lot of their energies. When planets are retrograde, they get closer to the Earth, and they seem to almost be going backwards. And a lot of us, if you look in the sky, you can see Jupiter and Saturn so bright right now because they are still retrograde. But again, that day, December 23rd, is when they'll finally join together partile at the same degrees. of Aquarius. And that, again, Saturn, the structure, the discipline that we have in our lives, and Jupiter, the expansiveness and the opportunity to meld our belief systems through our experiences are going to change signs into Aquarius. And this really is about a new, unique way to approach how we have self-discipline in our lives and how we expand ourselves spiritually as well. Aquarius is much more inventive and uh, unique in its approach than Capricorn, which is kind of about the old way. And so this Great Awakening again relates back to how I think people are wanting more spiritually, and we really need more spiritually. If you look around at the strife and the struggle and the frustration in the world. A side note of that, Mars, the warrior planet, how we assert ourselves and assert our aggression towards what we want, has been exalted in its home sign of Aries. There's been a lot of fierceness in what we've been fighting for. I think we've seen all over the world. And Mars is going to go retrograde soon on the 11th, September 11th. I think.
What does that mean for people who maybe don't know or they've heard of, I know Mercury in retrograde, a lot of times people, are like, what does that mean? Can you just break it down?
Well, retrogrades happen to the major planets, and because of their cycles, that they internalize their energy. And a planet like Mars, which is very outward, going internal, is going to give us a chance to maybe review the choices we've made and how our actions have affected our lives positively and negatively. And there might be a push pull of maybe wanting things to move forward a little bit more aggressively, but still being forced to kind of take the time to push ourselves internally, maybe more with spiritual pursuits or clarifying where we want to go when Mars goes retrograde in November, mid-November. But the direct motion of planets tends to wake them up and make them more external in how they're expressed instead of internal. So maybe a good time to push ourselves a little bit more with self-care and self-reflection and organizing where we really think we want to go to finish off the end of this incredible year, which has really pushed us all to re-examine what we want, consider what we're doing, what's right for us, and what better time than with Venus entering Leo to lighten up a little bit and maybe just have some fun. I'd like to see things start to get back to normal like everyone else, and hopefully Venus and Leo helps with that. And the forward motion of some of these outer planets like Jupiter and Saturn will start to get our feet on the ground and start marching forward instead of dealing with some setbacks, delays, or some repression from ourselves. So, let's open up and have fun, really, with Venus and Leo, and look ahead to that amazing shift at the end of the year where things are going to be different. And we're going to really connect with our community in many new ways, I think. And I've seen you expand your community more and more, which is really exciting because, again, I love your work and I love your vibe. Keep it going, Tara. I'm so happy to be a part of this today and now.
Shift happens, man. It's happening. The Great
Yeah.
Awakening. People are shifting. They're learning, like you said, exactly. Focus on what we desire. We're so focused on it's like we're just all listening to this really loud, angry music where everyone's cursing at each other and yelling at the top of their lungs. And there's a shift that if we come just a little bit down and shift our vibration a little bit up, right? It's like a radio station dial. Should be at 99.5, but we're at 99.2. We got to adjust the dial a little tiny bit. And then when you have that experience of, whoa, wow, like a symphony of angel like instruments playing in harmony and the feeling and the vibration, like you can feel that in your heart. I've literally, as a musician, I know if I do not tune my instrument every time and multiple times during a set, it goes out of tune. And as humans, we need energetical retuning of our own self.
Love
And we're
that.
stuck in these low vibrational states of anger, fear, and worry, and all of this, fixating on who's going to win the election, who's not, and who's this and that, who's wearing a mask, and who's not. That energy, which I know you all just felt because I put it on you, can literally shift. We can melt that away. We can go with the flow. We can remember that we get to control our own feelings, and we can create a bioenergetic force field around us, just like the earth has the ozone layer. It protects us. We have that around us, but if we don't do work on it on a daily basis to really reestablish that, the unfortunate reality is there's negative influences at hand, and they will suck us in. And y'all know those people. Like, just don't go there with them. There's trolls on Facebook. There's people right now that probably will need to be unfollowed or unfriended after this. And I'm okay with that. Like, please just leave. If this is not of your vibration and it's too much light, it's okay. You'll be ready when you're ready to open your eyes. We're here for you. And just know that there's going to be a fun wakening up of the world on December 23rd, 2020. We're going to have a great awakening party, whether it's virtual or in life, or just sharing the vibration of all the intention to heal the planet and end the suffering. And we all know that the darkness, we all know the sadness and the, sex trafficking and the children and all of the things that are being brought to light. It needs to come to the conscious level, folks, so that we can deal with it once and for all. This has been going on since the dawn of time with humanity. But we as humans, as light working humans, can choose love and light. And we can just remember everything is divinely guided by up there. So we're just down here on this 3D dimensional plane trying to make money and pay our bills and do all the things. But remember, you are God. You are internally cut from the same thread. We are all entangled. We are all the same. One love, Jah, Rastafari, one love. If somebody out there is suffering, then we are suffering too. If we're causing suffering to another person with our feelings, our judgment, our hate, our words that we say, the energy that we put out, then we're hurting ourselves, folks. So how can we shift it? And I just am so grateful that people are coming like Adam. And thank you, Adam, for being just a light worker in this world and sharing the common values and missions. And please, folks, if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is exactly what we need, follow us, be a part of our tribe. Paradise Found it's a platform for all of us to really elevate and shift out of this suffering so we can create heaven on earth. It's time, folks. This is the time we've come back for. This is why we're here. Let's make it the best day, life that we have possible. So with that, Auf Wiedersehen, buongiorno, arrivederci, adios, from Paradise, from the beaches of my beautiful virtual reality. Yeah, thank you, Adam.
You're welcome. Thank you. Take care, Tara. Peace to all.
Namaste.
Have fun this month.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Ciao.